Well, it is Sunday, and I am back in the office. Busy week for our law firm, as always, in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Put out a blog article regarding the situation with Ja Morant. That was a civil case that people thought possibly could turn criminal. He was never charged criminally with it, but it goes back to 2022, an incident involving there was some type of altercation, I believe, at his mother's home, a basketball court. He and a high schooler at the time, or perhaps he just graduated from high school, 17 years old. There was an altercation. The kid threw a ball at Ja Morant, and he punched him in the face. And people right away, I believe the NBA may have taken some action against him. But the bigger question was he going to have some type of legal consequence as a result? And criminally, again, he wasn't charged. The case didn't go anywhere. The young man who was allegedly hit didn't receive any type of substantial injuries, but he nevertheless did file a lawsuit against Ja Morant for the assault. And quite recently, I did a blog article and I indicated that the civil lawsuit was dismissed because the judge found that Mr. Morant was defending himself. And what happened during the course of the alleged incident was that this high schooler threw the ball, and Morant said that the two came together, and this young man took a aggressive stance, perhaps, and that was what really caused Mr. Morant to throw the punch. And the judge found that Mr. Morant acted appropriately and acted in self-defense, and therefore he was immune from civil liability, which is the standard in both New Jersey and Pennsylvania. So that case wasn't obviously in where we practice, but nevertheless, it's a good opportunity to explain civil liability versus criminal culpability. I put the blog article out there explaining the civil versus the criminal standard. Most people really don't understand the difference. Civil, it's a preponderance standard, more probable than not that something occurred and the person who caused that injury or that hurt or that wrongful act, that tort, is civilly liable. And the way that we handle things in civil court is through monetary damages, whereas in criminal court, we take a person's liberty, whether it be through probation or perhaps incarceration, whether it be in county jail or state prison. People think that probation just is a walk in the park. It's not. I mean, people on probation and on parole are subject to pretty strict supervision. I have to explain it to clients and their families. When a person is sentenced to probation, it doesn't mean that you simply forget about the whole thing. When you leave me in the courtroom, you are obligated to be compliant. And if you aren't compliant, there's going to be consequences in the forms of violations of probation and or parole. If you violate probation, you'll be back in front of a judge. If you violate parole, you can be taken back to prison to serve out the remainder of your term and then go before the parole board, and they will decide whether or not you are released following that, and they control the aspects of your case at that point. So going back to Mr. Morant's case and the criminal aspect of it, if he was charged, it would be a simple assault more than likely. It would probably be a misdemeanor in Pennsylvania and a disorderly persons offense, likely in New Jersey. I've written articles on simple assault versus aggravated assault, and what causes the difference is with regards to the injuries or the intent to cause those injuries. And that's really the deciding factor. Aggravated assault, really what we're looking at was serious bodily injury caused or intended. The exception is when we're dealing with a person in a special class of persons like police officers, other members of the public service like firefighters, EMS, even public school teachers, things of that nature would fall into those categories. District attorneys, judges, obviously, politicians. Those people aren't considered protected class because the law assumes that you knew who they were and that you targeted them. Now there are things that can cause exceptions to that, But again, in those situations, when you're dealing with a member of the protected class, that would elevate a bodily injury case, which would normally be a simple assault, to an aggravated assault. If you have questions, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey, the website gamblelaw.com. As always, a tremendous resource for you and your family. All my books, my blogs, my videos are available there in one convenient format. I'm going to link in the blog article that I wrote. I'm also going to link in our weekly update, which went up on Friday, to over 5,000 of our current and former clients in Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Some fantastic articles. As always, our weekly update brings together our latest content and our most popular blog content from the previous week, and it brings it together in one convenient format. And by accessing the update, you also have access to our videos. At this point, we have over 600 videos, over 1,000 blogs, plenty of content on our website. In addition, we have, I think, over 200 reviews of very, very satisfied clients. So again, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey. Have a great Sunday, and I'll talk to you all very soon.